Hello, my rusty spoons. Today you're going to learn about a guy named Roger Penrose. Now, I know what you're thinking. This guy looks like the word sex appeal. But he's so much more than that. He was born in 1931, the same year as the legends Muhammad Ali and the very well-known John Smith, in the not-so-small town of Colchester, United Kingdom. He graduated from the University of Cambridge with a PhD in algebraic geometry. Here is your diploma, John. Thank you. Nerd. Aww. He works as a professor for most of his life, flaunting his big brain at children and making them cry because they would never be as smart as him. Jokes aside, the university he teached at varied, staying mostly within the United Kingdom and the good old US of A. America. A notable university in which he was a professor at was Oxford University. Now, I know you didn't come here to learn about him being a boring old professor, so here's some cool facts! So this mathematical monster studied general relativity alongside the jet fuel wheelchair-powered brainiac that was Stephen Hawking, and together they proved that all matter within a black hole collapses into a single singularity, which is shockingly called a singularity. And if you didn't know, it's a point that's indefinitely dense. That's fatter than your mom! But Stephen Hawking was mainly the one that got all the credit for that one. Another cool fact is that Penrose was knighted for his studies in physics and math. I now dub thee Sir Roger Penrose. Nerd. Aww. Now we're down to good old Roger's big discoveries. The first one being a Penrose diagram, which if you pay attention at the start, you would realize that Penrose is his last name, which is a map of the regions of space-time around a black hole. Now, this map wasn't easy to make as when you were a kid and you went on top of your garage door, even though your dad told you not to, and you're not like wearing appropriate footwear, you're like in your little sandals, and it's very dangerous, and you start to make a really bad drawing of your backyard with like the half-broken green crayon. Like, this is nothing like that. This takes a lot of theoretical assumptions and math to come up with. As you can see, it looks very simple and easy to understand. Bro, what? I can't. How do you eat? He also came up with Penrose tiling, which is found not around black holes, but on the floor of my grandma's bathroom. It is a set of shapes that can be put together to cover an area, and there's no apparent pattern to it, and it honestly looks kind of cool, but it's starkly different from all the other things he's researched. The fact that he came up with that and Penrose diagrams only leads me to see him as a person that like needs to get a life. Like, what a nerd. Aww.
Hey, post-credit Jordan here. I realized that I missed a few things on the rubric, two of which weren't my fault. The final one is just straight up my fault. When and where and collaborators and partners. Sorry for your dog barking. It's a busy time in my house. So when and where and collaborators, I couldn't find either. I couldn't find exacts. I couldn't find any collaborators that helped them with the Penrose diagram. And at the same time, when and where, the closest date I got was sometime in the early 1950s. Other than that, it's how it relates to the rest of physics is it's a easy visualization of space-time. So if you can visualize space-time, it becomes so much easier to work on it, because if you can visualize something in physics, it's easier to discuss and add to. And so I believe that the Penrose diagram relates to the rest of physics because it allowed us to visualize space-time, and in turn allows us to discuss and work on it. Cue America, Tin Man, and sources again.